not really the time for motorbikes, is it, if you're perfectly honest? I mean, today the sun's out and I can just about see the old camera there, but really the roads get pretty cruddy, covered in mud and even get salt, so perhaps you need something more like a dual purpose bike. How about this? Aprilia's Pegaso. 650cc, 4-valve engine, all mod-cons, electric start and all the rest of it of course, but it does allow you to get a more upright riding position and is more suited to iffy conditions as far as the road goes. Up at the front here, big 19-inch wheel for good navigation. It's got multi-purpose tyres, you know, road and off-road, but they're not truly knobbly. Got a disc brake, single disc brake at the front, single disc at the rear, perfectly adequate for the job. Stainless steel spokes, so that'll get you through all the cruddy weather without corroding. They're straight pull as well, just like real competition ones. Forks have got these covers on the front from the front guards to keep all the crud off them. Big radiator there. Even got a bash plate there just to protect you if you do go off-road, like I'm on this pile of stones here. But to be honest, as I say, they're not really suited for it. They're a bit heavy for it. But it looks pretty trick. It's got a nice twin exhaust system, even though it's a single cylinder engine. It's even got 2 carburetors as well, but that's for the 4-valve breathing. In fact, that engine is in fact really a Rotax engine, the Austrian Rotax engine, but Aprilia have redesigned it for their purposes. You get a little fairing on it, which isn't bad. It's really a cosmetic cover for the radiator, but it's got this little bit to keep the blast off it. You've got some hand protectors there, which aren't really to keep the weather off you, but to stop your fingers being smashed on branches as you go flying past, or perhaps not. Mirrors, instrumentation, all pretty basic stuff. So just how much is this all-rounder going to cost you? Well, would you believe this one is looking pretty good in the sunlight, and in fact it is pretty good. I'm the one who's covered it all in mud, but it cost you £2,300. It's a 95 on an M plate, but it really is a cracker. Pretty good value at this time of year in all this crud. Just the job.
Sitting upright on the Pegaso certainly gives you a commanding riding position, all the better for dealing with those wintry lanes. The engine has enough punch for anyone in these conditions, and with that sit-up position, speeding is not going to be much of a worry. Yes, it'll do around 90 miles an hour flat out, but boy would you know it at the end of the day. Far better to chuff along enjoying the scenery. But the Pegaso is not the only soft-roader in this game.
There's this Suzuki Freewind, for instance. Very, very similar, isn't it? Look, there's all this plastic on it. Very, very similar. No big cowling around the radiator, because that's quite simple. It hasn't got one. It's got an oil cooler, but no big radiator, because this is an air-cooled motor. Still a 650, still 4-valve, single cylinder, nice simple motor, bags of torque. Now up the front, again, very, very similar, because here you've got these dual-purpose tyres again. If I turn the bars a little bit and I don't lose my lid, you can also see stainless steel spokes, again they're straight pull, and a big single disc. Now as you can see on this one, there's no handguards, but then again in an urban environment you don't really need them, do you? There aren't many branches that you're going to smack your fingers. But while we're up here talking about urban environments, a nice modern digital display there, speedo and fuel gauge, looks very high tech, and I think it makes this bike a bit more urban than the Aprilia. And you know, all this, it makes a more sort of cosmopolitan look and a cosmopolitan feel to the thing. Now to go along with this massive seat, you've got an equally massive carrier, ideal for sticking your luggage on the back there and tying it down securely. And on this side, you've got another massive thing, stainless steel silencer. But then again, this is a bike for an urban environment. And how much for this urban warrior? Well, this is a 98 and it'll cost you just $2,009, which again, isn't bad, is it?
Personally, I found the Freewind offered a better ride than the Pegaso. Somehow I just felt more part of the bike. Certainly in an urban environment where these bikes spend a lot of their time, you've probably got more presence than a head-down sports bike. They're easy to handle around town, easy to see what's coming, and easy for people to see you too. Controls fall easily to hand, and foot for that matter, allowing you to get on with the battle through the urban jungle. But if you don't fancy either of these bikes, BMW also have a soft-roader in the guise of the F650. Again very similar, 650cc, single cylinder, easy to ride, and like all of these bikes, relatively cheap to insure.